We are CBSI Presents Tales from the Flipside, and this is the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list for August 30th, 2019. I'm Brian McClay. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Ben S. How's it going, guys?
John Z. Coming back for a second time this week. Ready to
go. Everyone make sure to check out the new Final Order Cutoff Show. Last Call, brought to you by Simple Man Comic on YouTube. And Ben and Z, take it away.
All right. First time running through this, but the first honorable mention on this list is, as always, a Golden Age one, which I enjoy a little bit more. Millie the Model #1 from 1945 by Atlas Comics. Had a pretty good sale of a 3.0 for $1,600. So that's pretty big money for, in my opinion, not that special a cover, but it is a key book, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's a #1. It's got the red is very bright on this one, so I can see the appeal of it. But yeah, that's a big number considering just a year ago it was 5, and there was a 7.0 copy that sold for just a little bit more than that dollar amount. So
yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's a romance cover. It's sort of good girl. It's got the pretty red cover. You're right. It's all that stuff's going crazy, and if you watch the market, it's all over the place. You can have a high sale, low sale, weeks apart, and not make any difference of it. So, great book. Pretty cover. I don't know if say great cover, but pretty cover, and worthy of a mention, as you said.
Yeah.
We got book #2, honorable mention #2. Didn't quite make the cutoff, but a more modern book, Amazing Fantasy Volume 3, number 15. The first Amadeus Cho. Damn it.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when I was doing some research this week. And I was a little surprised seeing it pop back up. I couldn't really find an exact reason why. I'm sure there's still suspicions that Cho will be making his way somehow into the MCU, and I know they're reusing him, as a not as the totally awesome Hulk. They're gonna, I can't remember the name of the character, but I don't know. I guess when you have like a smart character, I guess there's a lot of different directions you could, throw him into. So I guess maybe that's just why people are paying for it. But Raws are back up to basically $100 again.
Which is crazy because that book about 5 years ago was $100, and I remember telling my brother, "Why are you buying it at $100? That's the top." And it's been down for 4.5 years, and finally it's back, so he could get out even in 5 years.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you see any potential future for this, Z?
There's always potential for something like this, but who knows? It's a real long play, real long option. If you got the book, it's not a bad one to keep gambling on if you already gamble on it now. So
yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't think it's enough to cash out. So if you got it, hold it, and let's see if you can get a little more traction. Who knows? I mean, there's so many shows coming out. Who knows?
That's true. All right. So before we get into the actual top 10, I just want to thank everybody for joining us. It's a little bit different format than what you may have seen in the past. This is kind of like Hot 10 3.0, 2.5. Not really sure how to explain it, but we're going to try and keep doing this every week. If you want to join in and kind of participate with us, we are going to weekly check the comment section off of comicbookinvest.com. So if you make a comment, question at the bottom of that, down at the bottom, let us know what you think. Let us know.
Just like that. Let us know what you think.
Right. Yeah, this is kind of a totally new for us, so we're gonna try and make this enjoyable and try and make it more spontaneous than something scripted. Than what you may have seen before. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
All right, back on to the top 10. This next book is actually one of the few moderns on my list of regrets I don't own, the Captain Marvel 17 second print. The only copies I should have gotten, Ben happened to dig out of a bin before I got there in Indianapolis here. So congrats to him. But this is a book I have never owned a copy of and really wish I had. It is a very good key play.
I remember this book being one of the books that really kicked off CBSI and comic speculation when CBSI was first starting out. This was kind of one of the books that just really blew up so fast and was hard to find, and everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, it's one of the the book is kind of an anomaly. I mean, it's not there's not really a her character's not that Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel in the book. It's only on the cover, so it's got a lot of different ideas about what is a first appearance, what's not a first appearance. So there's a lot of controversy. It's a second print. There's a lot of old school people that hate second prints. So it's just a strange lightning in a bottle type thing. My concern with this one is it is back up. 9/8 are back up to the $1,900 mark, which is why it's on the list this week. But that's about where it was, 6 months ago when speculation was kind of rampant on it. I just wonder if this character is a speculation only character, or if it's truly a character that's going to catch on with the general public. Because I think that's the big concern that I have with this character.
I don't worry as much about the character and catching on. I just worry how are they gonna tie her to the world? Her origins are so tied up with the Inhumans and the original Captain Marvel, and none of that's woven into her story right now. So it is interesting how they're going to start the show and what they're going to actually kind of base her origin on. So that should be interesting to watch unfold.
Yeah. So we'll see. And that was kind of the reason that it jumped up, with the announcement at D23 last week. So people's eyes got back on it, but I think there's some of her variants that might be a little more undervalued. May have a chance to see a bump that, for those who can't go out and spend $2,000 on this book, there might be more potential for you with some of her variants.
Absolutely. Moving on to the number 9, which is also another female character from the Marvel Universe, a little more modern, is the Vengeance number 1 with the first American Chavez. Lots of rumors on the A-Force movie going on. Lots of rumors of just everything Marvel lately. So this book went from being a $10-$20, so I picked up a few, thought about selling them, and I was like, well, it's not worth it. And all of a sudden, you're right, it's jumped to $40-$50. Yeah,
$40-$50 again. This is kind of another one of those books that's kind of rode that wave. It's gone up, it's gone down, it's gone up. People were thinking they just waiting for her to join the MCU. There's still not 100% confirmation on that. It's just rumors about this A-Force movie or show or whatever they're going to do with it. So it's still not 100% confirmed. I struggle. It's another one that when you see an individual title not be able to carry itself, I just wonder how well it's long term, it's actually going to work.
This is one of those books I think I would personally hold. I don't hold a lot of moderns. Let's be honest, I don't. But there's enough interest in this character that I think it could play out either way. I think they could pop her into the cartoon universe. They could pop her into a team event like A-Force if it happened, and not have to carry a whole thing. But she could be an integral kind of piece of the puzzle.
True.
I like this one.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Number 8. We're gonna move on to Red Hood and the Outlaws, Volume 2, number 37. Full of first appearances. I guess Cloud9 is the one you mentioned in the top 10. Got a little bit of feedback for a misguess before, and so many new characters, so many new things. It's hard to say if the 52 new characters appear a week, if any of them are relevant. What stuck out about this one?
Yeah, so there was a lot of sales. It sold out at Midtown. I know that 6-7 months ago, a lot of DCs were jumping week of to $15, and then there was a big lull. This one, I actually just checked the print run for issue number 36, and the print run was only around 12,000. So my guess is this 37 is probably going to be in that same range, which that's very low print run. I don't know much about. I don't read Red Hood, so I can't really comment that much on it. But as far as having a first appearance that low of a print run on a DC or Marvel book, if you can pick it up for cover price, it'd probably be one just to be good, or good to sit back in your long box, forget about it, and 3 years from now, see what happens.
Yeah, at that point, you're not. If you already bought it, you're not losing any more money, right?
Correct.
Number 7 is a personal favorite. I've had copies of it. Strangely, I don't have any right now. I wish I did. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1. Every time I pick it up, it's a nostalgia factor from the cartoon growing up. I mean, this is the Spider-Man that I was introduced to. This is the one that I remember. Had a couple of good sales, about $40 for a raw when it was $10-15. I think I saw a 9/8 sale or two, but it definitely jumped. You had said there's a new series coming out. I had heard some talk that there was rumors that this might play into the Spider-Man movie universe if Marvel and Sony made up. I think Starfire was supposed to be rumored somewhere that she might appear, and that's what blew the top off this one this week.
Yeah, there was quite a few sales.
There are rumors right now that Sony Marvel partnership is coming back, and some people are saying as early as the end of the week. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see.
What I had read, they were going to try and use Firestar to tie the X-Men to Spider-Man and all that stuff. I don't know. Not the most reliable of sources. I saw a couple sources going, but no one I would put money in the bank. But it did sell some books, so we'll see what happens on that one.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Number 6, yet another Marvel female character getting a little love this week. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1. This has always been an interesting book for Spec. Taking the old Devil Dinosaur from the 70s and reinventing it with Moon Girl versus Moon Boy, and giving a twist that she's the smartest character in the Marvel universe. It's an interesting idea, and I applaud Marvel for it. And it just keeps coming back every 6-8 months. You hear about this book. So
yeah, I mean this is a Mel V favorite. It's it's kind of a, and I think the way they're going to do it with it being a cartoon, I think it's going to play well. This is a really interesting book. I think there's a lot going on. One, I love dinosaurs, but with the smart, intelligent black character, I think that's a smart move for Marvel. I think there's a huge audience out there that they can definitely tap into on this.
One of the things that I talked to Neil Adams the last Phoenix Comic Con, and he had mentioned that one of the things that he really wanted to do with Jon Stewart was create a character at the time that was a smart, really heroic black character because at the time there wasn't very many of them in comics. I don't know if that's the case now, but I think that for this to be a cartoon, I think it fits more on the smart young girl thing. And I think that they tried to have the dinosaur thing work with Runaways. And I spec'd heavily on that first appearance of, I think it was Arsenic and Lace, I think they were called, was the Dinosaur 2. I didn't spec on this one, and I feel kind of bummed out because I know there's some beautiful variants. So, again, big shout out to Mel V. I know this is one of his favorites.
It's funny. It's not Devil Dinosaur's first run on the cartoon market. He was played upon in Hulk and the Agents of Smash. If you remember that show from about 5-6 years ago. My kids loved it, and I happened to buy about a half dozen copies of the original Devil Dinosaur just because they liked it so much. So I thought, why not? Who knows if he's going to show up anywhere? But it's a fun little book. It was cheap, at the time, $10 a cover. Now, definitely moved up a little bit, but it's far from an expensive book from the Bronze Age. So both these great ones to pick up. This one, could be a very interesting play and more of a long-term one, I think.
Absolutely. I agree.
All right. Number 5 is one of the big boys of the list. This one's been bouncing around, on and off for the last several months, if not years. Werewolf by Night 32, First Moon Knight, getting himself a Netflix, or sorry, not a Netflix, geez, Disney Plus series. Feels like Netflix. And character that everybody has been specking on for as long as I can remember, finally getting a little love, getting a little play. Books seem to be up, about 20-30% from pre-announcement, so that's a pretty good gain.
Yeah, especially when they're so high to start with. I mean, like you said, I mean, everybody's been speculating on it for years, so the price it's kind of risen continually for quite a while. 7.0 selling for $1,300, a 9.0 selling for $3,100, a 9.4 $5,300 now. I mean, that's way that's getting up there.
It's surpassing the bronze favorite, the bronze supernatural favorite of Ghost Rider. I think it's pushing those numbers at this point. And
well, I mean, honestly, I mean, you think about it. I mean, a 9.0, at $3,100. I mean, Incredible Hulk 181. I mean, an 8.0. That's about an 8.0 price for that. So I mean, you're bridging that gap between Hulk 181. I mean, that's. I don't know if this is just way inflated or not.
Here's my thing on this book. I always wish I have one. If I had it, I hope I don't sell it. I never seem to have it, and I never want to buy it at the price, but it continues to amaze me every time. And I look back 6 months ago, 3 months ago, why didn't I buy it then? So if you have it, hold it. If you're looking to buy it, I don't know. I'd tell you no, but I have been wrong 10 times in the past 5 years, so don't peek out on this bad boy. It is unpredictable, as is the rest of the dang market. So if you got it, keep it, enjoy it.
That's true.
Number 4, going a little more modern. It's been a pretty old school list. So Venom First Host number 3, second print variant popping up, hitting some $30 sales is what you saw.
Oh no, the 30 was it was on the list last week at number 2.
Wait, 70?
Yeah, it went from cover price to $30 last week. Now it's up to $70.
Can you tell me about this one? Because I'm a little ignorant on this title, and I don't understand what the heck is going on for $70.
Yeah, I don't. Well, and I don't. This is another list that I own one book on this entire list, and this is how it is most of these weeks for me. So a lot of what I see when I'm doing research on these is a lot of times I'm seeing sales, and then I'm trying to piece together why there are so many sales, or what's going on with it. This is one of those that I don't know a whole lot about. I know this sleeper character, which is some kind of symbiote, but these second prints are, that's pretty funny. These second prints are difficult to find. Now, what I did note in the list this week is that, and I can't remember who it was, made a comment last week that they found in the Walmart Marvel packs. They did find this book. So when you go to run over to Walmart to pick up some diapers or something like that, run up to those front counters, see if they've got those Marvel. I think there's 7 packs. I think it's like 7 for $10 or something like that.
Yeah, they're right next to the sports cards and trading cards. And for all you trading card fans, make sure you check out our regular show, Tales from the Flipside, brought to you by CBSI on Monday nights at 9:30. What are we at? 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's 9:30 Eastern.
9:30 Eastern.
9:30 Eastern.
That mountain time zone nobody fucking cares about.
Yeah. So, real quick, Comics with Bueller. This is the new weekly top 10 video. We hope you like it and continue to watch. So,
yeah, this is more the Cates effect, huh?
Yeah, it's got to have. I'm sure it has something to do with Cates. He just seems to be able to tap into to quite a bit of this Venom universe stuff. So, But I can't. You can't deny the going from cover price of $30 to $70 within a 2 week.
I don't claim to understand it. Venom's hot. Carnage is hot. Who knows?
Cosmic Ghost Rider is still hot. I just recently sold a raw, high grade Cosmic Ghost Rider for like $150 on eBay. Blew me away that book, just the regular cover sells for that much still. So, Donny Cates.
Yeah, go find it.
So next book on the list is actually one of the more unique books, in my opinion, is the Marvel 1000 Ramos Mickey Mouse variant. There was ended up being, we seem to think, a one per store variant. There was also a very limited signed edition that seemed to be given out at D23 that was causing some confusion in the market, what was going on. But the unsigned variant is the one that we're talking about right now, because I don't know that we've seen any of the signed sales yet. But it seems to go on 100 to 150, maybe a little more, a few of them, all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, when they initially were dropped at San Diego, there was 30 signed copies.
Was it San Diego or D23?
D23.
No,
but I think no, it was D23. Yeah.
Was it D23?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was 30 signed copies. And I think the thought initially, and I guess somebody must have known that they were going to be getting them or something like that, because there was just a few like pre-sales out there, and they were, I mean, at that time they were going for like 400.
Yeah, it's dropped down a bit, but it's still a pretty good for one per store. It is a good.
It is.
I think if they didn't do the one per store, this book would be above 500. It'd be in the $600-700 range.
If it was just 30, it would be skyrocketing, because the issue is you're not. This is not the comic fans. This is the Disney fans, and Disney fans are rabid. They are a whole nother breed, and they are, sure, they like condition, but they are not CGC 9.8 and stuff. It is, you have cross-pollinated some crazy fans and some crazy collectors with this, between the Marvel and the Mickey Mouse. So this one, I don't have any. I don't have access to any. If I could have found one cheap, I would have put this one away and watched it, because it has some potential you don't see every day.
I think once the news came out that it was one per store, we saw it kind of die a little bit. I feel bad. Shout out to Dino. I appreciate your help. I told him I wanted the book, and then I hesitated, and because it was kind of dropping, I decided not to take it. But I'm hoping that they get a little bit closer to that $100 range. If they do, I'll be sure to pick one up.
This is one I would not be surprised to see rebounding in the next, it might take 3 to 6 months to go, but you had that Disney market, the comic market, and it's a kind of fun cover.
It's a gorgeous cover. It's probably the best Humberto Ramos work I've ever seen, by far, because it doesn't look like Ramos.
It is great. It's a great cover. So, we'll see. This is one I think will pop back up sometime in the future, and we'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that one.
I think this might be, for me, the book of the list. This is to me is the book.
Yeah, it has the most what's going to happen. So we'll keep an eye on this bad boy. Number 2 is Once and Future. Number 1, second print variant. Another second print variant. We get quite a few of these. I'm going to bow, because I don't know anything about this, and I didn't pick it up. I haven't read it. I keep hearing people talk about it, and I just haven't got around to it.
So the story with this one that I heard, one, it's selling for about $30 2 days after release. And it's a boom.
Bad.
No, it's, from what I can tell, Kieran Gillen's stories, with Die, and he seems to be in one of those writers now that, no matter what he writes, people are going to want it. I've not.
Millar?
Huh?
The new Mark Millar?
Yeah, I mean, he's something. I mean, obviously people must like, I really like Die, but I don't own the Once and Future at all. But what I heard is that once the first print sold out, that there was a bunch of people that ordered the second print, and they immediately went to a third print, and they allocated most dealers on these second prints to where people were ordering 10 and they were getting 0. So there's not very many of them out there. I don't know what obviously we don't know what the print run is. It just came out. but I have a feeling that these are really, really going to be difficult to find. There's probably going to be more third prints than there are second prints, and the cover doesn't like stand out to me or anything like that.
But it's kind of fun. It's got a lot going on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's things going on it, but I mean, it's not like one of those like, oh wow, that's a crazy cover. But I just think the print run is going to be super low, and it's this FOMO that everybody is just afraid that it's going to be like the second print monstrous, or these other second prints that are on the list. The second print of the Venom First Host. I mean, that they just jump so fast because they're hard to find. So I think that's probably what's going on with this book.
Before we move on to number one, I want to talk to everybody about the new Final Order Cutoff Show, brought to you by Simple as Man's Comics. Make sure you go check them out on YouTube. Pretty cool new show where they're going to talk about FOC. It's called Last Call, and anything that Simple Man and Jack are doing over there is pretty damn good. So I have a feeling this is going to be excellent. So make sure you go check it out.
You may not miss a book like the second print here.
Yes.
Right. And also before we get into number one, we are going to do giveaways every single week. You have to participate in on the website on comicbookinvest.com. You need to comment. What we'll do is we will review the comments or questions and see what we've got. We may pick at random. We may just decide, oh, that was a great question, that was a great comment, and go from there. This week we are giving away book number 6 on the list. So the winner will be getting Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 1. I will send that directly to you. So congratulations to the winner, and we will announce that after we go into number 1.
All right, number 1 book of the week is actually, I don't want to say controversial, but most discussion pending is Avengers number 47. Black Knight spec. Jon Snow getting cast as the Black Knight. I think it's the actor a little bit of the Game of Thrones stuff going on, but there's a lot of talk between why 47 versus 48. What makes this the book today?
Well, I will say that the reason it's at the spot it's at is the prices. Why people are paying this, I don't know. This week, prices 9.6s went from $600 to $1,500.
Wow.
9.2s went from $350 to $1,100.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, basically tripled in price when it was already high. So that's why it's number 1 this week.
And Kit Harington's spec is kind of pushing that, right?
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, it has to be that, because honestly, okay, I'm gonna tell him myself. I know very, very little about Black Knight. I mean, virtually nothing. Mostly just from what I've read, just from looking at the list. So, why somebody would be paying $1,500 for this book, I don't know.
I will tell you this: I sold one this week. I bought a collection last summer and had a lot of Marvel Silver Age, and I'm like, I know I have this book. I sold the 48 a few months ago and let it go for probably $40 and was excited. And I saw this one kind of selling, and I listed a copy as maybe a 4.5. I put it up at $125. It was sold in under 15 minutes, and I had offers, 3 or 4 offers in that time. I mean, this thing moved fast.
Wow.
People are clamoring for it. Long term, I don't know. I like the cover to 48 a little better. It's got the character on it. There's debate of this is where the actual person appears. The Eddie Brock versus Venom, the Cletus Cassidy versus Carnage. This is the character versus the actual Black Knight. I'd like the cover to 48 better. I don't know. I don't know that I could spend this kind of money on either of them, so we'll see. This is not one that I would be buying up, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before on Eternal, so we'll see what happens.
I think some of the variants might be some of the books to go with for Black Knight. I know there's some really beautiful. I want to say there's a Del Auto variant out there that might be hard to find for the Black Knight. There's some really cool variants, newer variants too, that might be on the lookout for.
There's also the Marvel Superheroes 17 or 18 is his origin shoe. I think it's 17 with the Black Knight origin. So that's another one that's kind of gained a little steam, but still way under these prices.
Yeah, those prices, it blew me away. When I saw the prices, I was like, wow, that's just insanity. But it's not my money. People can spend it however they want, I guess. But yeah. So one of the comments that we had on the website, which again, if you want to get this or read this list before you come or watch our show, if you want to participate in the show, go to comicbookinvest.com. Just click on that Hot 10 over on the side. It comes out every Friday, right around sometime between 5 and 6 o'clock Eastern. Just click on that and comment next week. Maybe you'll get read and maybe you'll win a book. But this week it goes to I'm not sure who it is. His user ID is Foxom, Foxom. So you can go read his comment. Foxom, if you're listening, just email us at cbsiflipside@gmail.com and shoot us your address, and we will get that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur sent right out to you.
Yep. Definitely also check out the CBSI Facebook group if you can. You can also put comments on there, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to CBSI Presents Tales from the Flip Side. We really appreciate it. Let us know if you like the new format. Things are going to change. We're going to try some things out. We hope you enjoy it. And yeah, we're a little late here for our first night, but the key to this is trying to get this information out as soon as possible and maybe get you a start on the weekend, on your Saturday mornings, your hunts. This video will be available for you. So make sure to keep an eye out.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram user ID is @thewallcomics. So you can hit me up there and let me know what you think. And we're going to try and make this better. We're going to try and make this more interactive. We want this to be fun for everybody.
Amen. So again, please check out CBSI Presents Tales from the Flip Side, live Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. You can find us on YouTube. And also check out comicbookinvest.com and Simple Man's Comics. And we hope that you will join us here every week and let us know how you like the new show. And we hope to see you again next week. So what do you guys got? Anything else you want to say?
Thanks a lot, everybody.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Again, we appreciate it and hope to see you guys weekly. Good night.